post attendee. No, there is no such option.
Okay, I think once you leave, then you will get that option. Just try that out.
Yeah. No, I think they will not ask anything, but yeah, you can
Okay,
start or
that's
stop
fine
it.
then. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Raga.
Okay, guys. So last session we discussed calculated columns, measures, right? So today what we are going to discuss is like we if we have more than one table, how we can create relationship, and what is the like how it is useful for us, what are the different types of uh, data models, what is primary and foreign key, what is a data model first of all, and then how many types of data models do we have, what is a foreign key and primary key, how do we create relationship between two tables, um, and then like while creating the relationship they are like small important concepts, because these are the some of the questions that were asked in my interview itself. So that's why I think these are the important thing, and most probably they will ask you if it's like good level of interview happening and like intermediate questions, these will come. So we will in first half we'll cover this. In second half what we can do is uh, I'll ask you guys to introduce yourself, maybe a little, if you can give me little detailed introduction, that would be good. And then we will discuss like how to make it little better, or to the point, right? So this is the agenda for today's session. Any questions, anyone, or like anything you want to say on this?
No.
Is Salam here?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so if no questions we can move ahead. Can Salem or Berzo or Ben, anyone, can one of you share your screen? Also, I was telling, I think at that time, Salem and Ben was not there. So today I don't have my laptop with me, so that's why I asked you guys to share, like have, if you guys have Power BI Desktop installed in your laptop, have it handy because I would need it in today's session. So can one of you share your screen, and just I'll keep on talking, and if you can move ahead your cursor, I'll guide you, and if you can show it so that like you remember it for longer time, it's not monotonous like just talking. So that's why if anybody can share your screen and have the Power BI Desktop, uh, so that would be good.
Okay. Okay. I can share. Let me join with my laptop. Sorry.
Or I already joined with my laptop. I can share. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Maha, so you gonna walk me through?
Yes, like if you can share your screen,
Sure.
and we will not like have data sets or so in today's session, but I want you guys to just have that visual, so that like when we discuss about the relationships, right? So from where we can go to relationship, or like how it will look, what all features are present in Power BI Desktop, that is the purpose for me to have you like sharing your screen, right? Yeah, that's it. So we will not have like data sets, like since I don't have it handy right now, we will not go into that much granularity, although I will take one session. Like today we will discuss it theoretical, and then one session, as I showed you about calculated columns and measures, I'll have one session maybe once I return back, or once I have laptop with me, like the demo, so that like you remember it fully, right? So today it will be more theoretical, but I just want to have like you guys to look like from where we can go to manage the relationship, what all basically options are present over there, right? So let's start. So first question anybody will ask is, uh, or let's start with few questions that we already discussed in previous some sessions, right? So can any one of you tell me like what are the three views that we have in this particular Power BI Desktop? Don't see
Report.
it. Don't see it. Just tell
Okay.
Yeah.
without moving the cursor. Yeah.
Report view, table view, and data modeling.
Good, good. I want Berzo and Ben also to answer these type of questions because I see that only Salim answers most of the time, right? So now,
Sure.
okay, got it. So can one of you to tell me, like Berzo, what's are the three views that we have in our Power BI desktop?
Yeah, the report view, data view, and
Mm-hmm.
model view. The
Good. Right.
yeah, the report view is for visualization, and the data views for data manipulation, for Power Query, and
Mm-hmm.
the model view is for to set relationship between the tables.
Good. That's good. Yeah. So that's correct answer. And so today what we will cover, we already have seen like how to create charts in the first report view, right? In data view we have seen like we can see the tables that we have in Power BI desktop. Now today we will go into data model and we'll see how basically different types of tables sits over there, right? So if you can go to data model, the uh, third one, I think Ben is controlling, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, since we don't have data sets right now, so that's why we don't see actual table. But here you can see like the three tables and how the relationship is created between each of the table, right? So the three tables that you are seeing here is the individual table that we can pull from any of the source. So there are multiple source that we can connect that you guys know. Can Ben tell me like how many, from where all we can pull the data sets? Like what are the different sources from where we can connect our Power BI desktop?
We can import, we can direct and live. So the three types, and import is actually importing the whole file, but the other ones are just directly connecting it.
That is the type of like the type of connection that we hold. But what
Yeah.
all data sets we can connect to our Power BI desktop?
What kind of files we
Data
can bring in?
sets like files.
Like
Correct.
whether it's we can bring in like Excel or any from SQL database, or it can be flat files such as CSV or text.
Great.
And I think especially right now there are multiple, I think over 100, over 200, I guess, sources, including from the web.
Okay. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's fine. Like the way you answered that, that's how you guys, why I'm covering all these again and again, because we are using this. So that's why I'm just repeating my question so that you guys remember it thoroughly. So this is how
Yeah.
you need to answer, like Excel, CSV, flat file, SQL Server, like various databases, Oracle, clouds, cloud services, web. So all these are the data, basically data sources that we can connect, right? So each of these table that you see here can come from any of the data files or any of the files, right? One table can be imported using Excel, the other table might have been imported using SQL Server, likewise, or maybe the entire three tables are from Excel. So that's fine. So now, what is a data model? This is the primary question. If anybody, let's say, wants you to, if you are giving any interview and it's like intermediate level, they can ask what is a data model, right? So as we discussed, there are multiple tables. So what will be the answer? A crisp answer that you can give is multiple tables which are connected via relationships based on common product key field is a data model. Now common product key or common key, what do we mean by that? So that there should be one key, and by key what I mean, any column which will be helpful to connect one table to another. That, and key can be primary key, and foreign key, we will discuss it later. But what is a key? A key is a column or list of values which can be used to connect one table to another, right? So
Mhm.
basically, what is a data model? Multiple tables which are connected via relationships based on the common key field is a data model, right? So
Yeah.
let's say you have three tables. today I can't demo it, but let's say you have 3 tables. One table is sales table, other table is return table, and third table is product table. In sales table, what all values you will have? In sales table, you will have like product ID, and then related to that product, all the metrics, like the numeric metrics. So let's say number of quantity sold, what is the list price, right? So all these information will sit in sales table. Then you have return table. In return table, what you will have, let's say product ID, which product, or not product ID. Why I'm telling? Because that will be key to connect to the product table, right? So that's why I'm putting product ID, and then the return related information, like on which day it got returned, what is uh, uh, the quantity returned, right? All those things. So that will come under return table. Then third table is, let's say, product table, in which all the information related to that product, like product ID, product name, product category, all those things, right, will come under product table. So we have, let's say, 3 tables: sales table, return table, and product table, right? So once you create relationship between these 3 tables, okay, how you can do that? So you can pull in fields from multiple tables. uh, let's say you want to see for each individual product what is the quantity sold. So then what you can do using 3 tables, you can pull product name and product table and quantity from sales table. Why? How you can do that? Like last time we saw that only from one table we were able to pull, right? Now sales data is in sales table, product data is in product table, and we want to look at quantity sold for each product. So since the information is different in both the tables, uh, like information is present in different tables and we want it at one place, we can do it in 2 ways: either create a relationship or we can merge the tables, right? So merging will help us. What merging will do? Merging will pull data from another table into the first table, and we have the entire data consolidated in one of the table, and then we can create the charts, right? But then uh, the question comes, and this is important question: which one will you prefer? Will you prefer relationship or will you prefer merge tables? So anybody can think of, can't I use merge queries or lookup related functions to pull those attributes into one table, so that like I have everything in one place, right? So if, let's say, your interviewer asks what will you prefer, relationships or merge table, like
I would
what
say
you guys will answer?
I would say relationship because the main point is because we have to be considerate about space. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time we merge, we're creating another column, another table. So at
Mm-hmm.
least if it is, if we just connected it uh, without merging with utilizing primary key and foreign key, at least we
Mm-hmm.
can save some space.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. What about you, Borzo? Like, what will you do?
Yeah.
And Salim?
When
Yeah,
we
Borzo.
Yes, when we merge, that means it's gonna be what is that? Uh, there is no repetition of any record, because when you merge it, all these duplicate records will be taken out. So that would be the best route.
So you are
Oh,
telling me to do by merging, right? Instead of
Merging.
creating relationship, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Salim?
yes, I
No,
would say
no
a relationship because
relationship. That's what I mean to say. A relationship.
Okay, you want to
You
see
can add
say relationship, right?
relationship
Uh,
instead of
okay.
merging.
Okay, Salim, what about you?
yes, I would say a relationship because when we do a merge, we need to have a common column. So, but in relationship, we only can see the data type, and we can make a relationship between tables. So I would say relationship, and on the memory wise, also we prefer to use a relationship to make a link between tables.
Okay. The second point that you said, like the answer of all three of you is correct. We need to go by relationship and not merged. I'll tell you why. The memory thing is one that you, I think Salim and Ben told that memory is one of the thing, and Berzo told I think that the data will be repetitive, so we should not use it. Salim, what was your first point that you said? I think that is something
Yes.
I couldn't get.
When on a relationship, we don't need to have a common column. Whether we have a same data type, we can relate different tables. But on merge, we need to have a common column, not data type.
Okay, is it correct? Okay, we can see that, but
Mhm.
I think the common key should be there in each of the table to create relationship as well.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, on a relationship, on a data modeling, we can relate like product ID with sales ID, as
Yeah,
long
we can
as
do that if
they
the
have the
values are
same
similar.
data
If the
type.
values are similar, right? The name doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. Like if
Yeah,
there is
but the
product
data
key,
type matter.
data data type matter, and the value
Okay.
should be similar, right? Like
Oh,
data type, by data type you mean, like, let's say numeric, right? So in one table it's the id is 1 2 3 4, and in another table let's say sales id is 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3, like that. It will
mhm.
not get merged, right? Because the value should be same to get merged, right? Otherwise what will happen, it will get merged but we will get no, like
Valid.
no value will be common, right? Because there will be no actual merging happening because the values are different in both the columns, right? So the
Mhm.
data type and the numeric value should at least be similar, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Not the exact match, but at least there should be some overlap. It will get merged, as you mentioned, Salim. It will get merged because the data type is same, but then there will be no value common across the table because the values in the sales id starts from, let's say, 1111 and goes till like 4 digit value that we have in sales id. And if we have like 1 digit value in product id, then what's the use of merging it? So you are right in the way that we can merge, and the naming convention doesn't matter. If the data type is same, we can merge, but then again, just to be clear, add that value should be, like, there should be common value in both the tables, and the data type should be same. Then we can create relationships, right?
Yes.
is
Yeah. Okay.
is this making sense?
Yes.
Can you repeat that again, Mina?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, as Salim mentioned, that if the
Well,
value
talking
if the
about
data type, sorry,
relationship versus merge, right?
relationship versus merged, yes.
Okay.
So the question will come, uh, what will be the better option uh, to join tables in Power BI desktop, whether it will be relationship or merged? If it's relationship, why? If it's merged or merging, why?
Hmm.
Right? So we all know that merging table has some drawbacks. And Salim, I'm just repeating myself. You were right. I just wanted to add one thing over there so that, like, it's clear to interviewer, because even I got confused there. Like, if the data type is same between the column and if the value is in a similar uh, or kind of similar, then we can do create relationships, right? Why I'm saying that is, like, if you're merging sales id with product id, as I mentioned, like, if it's like 1 digit value under sales under product id, and if it's, let's say, 3 digit starting from 3 digit value, there will be no merge happening. So there is no point basically creating relationship between sales id and product id, right? So just modify your answer a little bit so that it's clear for interviewer, right? So
Okay.
now comes, like, why merging is not a good option and we should go for relationship. right? So you can do it, but it's inefficient. By inefficiency, what I mean is it creates redundant data. So once you join one table or merge one table with another, if you pull data, what will happen? Multiple rows will get created, which will be redundant, like the similar rows with one value change, right? Let's say product ID in two tables, and then product name and product category, right? So let's say if product ID is repeating in one of the table, it will get merged multiple times. So the data that will come in first table will be redundant because there will be multiple rows getting created. So I'll show you this demo so that you can remember also later on in our next session. But the answer would be it creates redundancy. It will have redundant data, and because of that it utilizes significant memory, and the processing power becomes slow. Like significant memory and processing, it utilizes significant memory and processing power than creating relationships between multiple small tables. So that's why merging of multiple tables is not recommended. We should go for relationships. Okay.
Okay.
So basically 2 pointers you need to say: no to merging, yes to relationship. Why no to merging? One is it's inefficient. By inefficient, what you mean is like it creates redundant data. One. Second, it utilizes significant memory and processing power, or the speed becomes slow, right?
Mhm.
So that is like the second point.
I have a
Okay,
question.
now,
I have a question here before we go.
yeah,
So, from my understanding, merge is equal to join in SQL, right?
merge is equal to join in SQL, correct? And in fact, relationship is also a join. But in
Okay.
relationship, what happens? It's like join, but not combining both data into one data set. Although
It's more
it's
like a
kind
view,
of joining it only. Like you are
more like
joining two
view.
tables,
Yeah.
right?
So when you compare merge and union, I thought that was the redundancy, the difference, because when you do union, okay, you just combine everything. When you do merge, it's more less redundant. That's what my understanding was, right?
I
Yeah.
think
So
you're mixing union and union all.
Oh, union all. Okay. My bad. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. I got it.
yeah. So in union all, it will be like the entire data sets will
Yes.
get appended to the first data set,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we understood what is a data model, and how you can basically create or join two tables. There are two options: merging and relationship. We don't want merging. Now, the most important thing is under like how many types of data tables do you have in data models? Do you know that? Any
Uh,
one of you?
how many types of data? I mean, table?
How many types of tables? Like we have, like here, let's say we have three tables, right? So uh, there are different types of tables that we have here. Like there are two types of tables that we have here under data model view. So do you know the name of those two tables?
The parent
Fact
file,
table and dimension table.
Yes. Yes,
fact,
Salim, you're right. Correct.
What is
Absolutely
this?
right.
the fact table in dimension is clear.
Yeah.
So now what is the difference between fact and dimension?
The fact table is, it holds the main characters of the whole data, and it's like the dimension is like attributes, all this,
Mhm.
what is that, lookups instead.
Correct. Dimension
Mhm.
is basically lookup tables which contains text-based attributes, and fact table is basically the numeric, or you can say data table, which has like number or values, and with key column to create table relationship. right? So everywhere, like in lookup table also, you will have key column to create relationship. Basically, the difference is, as you mentioned, Berzo, lookup dimension table is lookup table, which has like text-based attributes, and fact table is data table, which has numeric or numeric values, right? So uh, now to connect two table, we have multiple key, right? Like which is primary key and foreign key. This is like widely used questions that come, like everybody asks this question. So that's why I'm keeping this more interactive today. Can one of you tell me like what is the difference between primary key and foreign key?
Primary keys, for example, like that's easier to start from the foreign key. Foreign keys, that is the one we will refer to. That foreign key, it can be primary key for the table, which is where it is. But by the time we connect to the primary key table, so the one we connected with, the other one is a foreign key to the primary key. I don't know if it's
primary key is
okay. Can someone else tell me?
primary key is the one carries a unique identifier. That's a unique identifier for the table. It cannot be null, and it cannot be null, and it has to be unique. And the foreign key is like Ben said, it's a primary key. It could be a primary key in its on its own table, but for the primary table, for the primary key, it's going to be a foreign key. To make to establish a relationship between two tables, we need a primary key and a foreign key.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
you are right, Berzo. To the point. Yeah. Salim, you want to add something in this?
Yeah. Primary key is a key that can identify each rows, and it's like the main table, like a parent table. And foreign key, it's a reference table by the primary key table. And on a foreign key, we can have a null value, and we can have a duplicate value.
Yes, you're right. Correct, Salim. So basically, let me take like two tables maybe, so it will be easier to understand, 2 or 3 tables. So as we mentioned, we have like lookup table and we have fact table, right? So in fact table, how the data will happen, I'll take only 3 column, easier to understand. In fact table, let's say we have date, product ID, and quantity. So quantity, we have numeric value here. Why we have product ID and date? Because this is something that we will use to join to other table. And then we have, let's say, lookup table, calendar lookup table, and product lookup table. So in calendar lookup table, we will have date and date related information. In product lookup table, we will have product and product specific information, right? So now in calendar table, date will be primary key. Why? Because date will uniquely identify each row of that table and match the foreign key in related data table, right? So this date in calendar lookup table will be primary key, and it will, and in the fact table we had date, product ID, and quantity. So in fact table, date will be foreign key. Why? Because they contain multiple instances of each value, because the value will be repetitive over there, right? So as you guys mentioned, that was correct. Calendar lookup table or product lookup table or any lookup table that you will have, right? In that, one key or one column will be primary key because that table is specific. Let's say product lookup table. So in that, you will have product related information, product ID, product name, product uh, uh, maybe product related any attributes, right? Product color or anything. So in that, each row for will be assigned for one product, and that's why product ID or product key, whatever we will have, that will be primary key. So in lookup table, we will have like the primary key which will uniquely identify each row. In fact table, since in fact table we will have numeric information, we will have these date, product ID, or any kind of ID that will repeat. Because what will happen in one day, there can be one product ID which have multiple quantities sold, right? Or in one day, there will be multiple product IDs sold with like multiple quantities. So that you can see that date is repeating, or similarly product ID will repeat, right? So that's why that date and product ID in fact table will be our foreign key, right? So you guys were already knowing this. I just covered it. Okay, so this is one of the important questions that will be asked, and these have already been asked in my interview. That's why I'm covering this. You will get this
So
for sure.
can we say primary key is equivalent to fact table, and foreign key is equivalent to the
No,
table? I
no,
mean
you
the
no
relationship.
primary key. No primary key. Uh, Mostly we will get primary key in lookup table, because there we will have. So don't say primary key is equivalent to lookup table, because the concept is different, right? You can directly tell, like, if primary key and foreign key like comes, what is the difference? You can simply tell any table in which you can uniquely identify each row in that table, then that key or that column is primary key for that table, right? In any table, if there are multiple instances of each value, or there is repetition of a particular value, then that particular field or the column is foreign key, because we will use that key to join uh, other tables, right? But usually what happens, this is for your understanding, since in fact table the values will repeat, right? Because in one date there will be multiple products sold, right? So the values will repeat. That's why in fact table, it mostly what will happen, we will have foreign key. And in lookup table, since it's like specific to one particular like product information or customer information or calendar, it will be unique. Each row will be unique. That's why I was telling that you will have primary key in lookup table and foreign key in fact table. But you can't say like primary key is equivalent to lookup table, because that is like different concept. So you can't tell that, right?
Okay.
So it's better not to create confusion. It's better to tell that primary key is uniquely, like wherever you can uniquely identify each row, that is primary key. Wherever you can't uniquely, it's repetitive or multiple instance you are getting, it's foreign.
Foreign key, got it.
Right? Okay. So now, let's say, like, how will you create relationship? We have covered like basics. How will you create relationship between these two tables? Like, do you guys know the process in doing in Power BI?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, can we quickly cover that? Quickly, can you tell me, like, from where you can do that? Like,
Yeah.
You can drag and drop the arrow between tables, or
Okay.
you can go through I don't know.
Yeah, there is relationship.
Okay.
Yes, it's manage relationships.
Yeah, manage.
So we can auto detect, or we can create a new relationship between two. So
where is the managed relationship? Because I know that we can drag and connect. I don't know the second option.
Next to refresh sign on the top.
next to refresh side.
Because we don't have a
manage
data set.
relationship.
Correct. So since we don't have data here, we don't have table here, we can't, that managed relationship is not highlighted. But Ben, you can see at the top, yeah, you can move your cursor, maybe Ben, towards right, not here. Go right, go a little bit right. Go to transform data. Are you see? Yeah, just keep scrolling right. Go again.
Next
Yeah,
one.
and then again manage relationship under relationship.
The next
like after
one.
Okay.
Got it? So this is like if you will click here, then you will get option like which all tables you want to relate. So you can select the table name, then the table name will appear. So that's why I wanted to show you. Yeah, if you have some data, you can pull in, so that like we can quickly have a
Wait,
look.
can you pull that employee and training data that we used?
Which one? learn.
in training. It's the latest Power BI class that we took.
Okay, let me go for latest.
I can send you quickly if you want me to send it right now for you.
Yes, please.
Okay, right now.
Until then.
Sheet 1 had all the null columns, I think.
Yeah, I just realized.
That's fine. We will have like 2 tables, right? Financials and cookies sales. So that's okay. Yep, we can see cookies sales and financials.
Yeah.
Okay, no issues. Like that's fine for our purpose. So you can go to manage relationship.
So
Right side, little bit more. Yeah, here. Okay. So now you can click on new.
auto detect is if there is already one.
Yeah. So one more concept here, auto detect. So what happens, like Power BI itself uses like uh, it auto detects the relationship between 2 or 3 tables, and there is no need to create relationship every time manually. Like it will automatically create relationship based on its understanding of primary key and foreign key. But if you feel that the relationship is not looking right or you want to do it manually, then we can do it using new option.
So from here, I can choose
Any table. So one table you can select lookup table or cookie table. Yeah. And then the other table you can click on. The second, if you go down a little bit, yeah, here again, you need to select the other table to whom you want to basically have relationship. Yeah, that's
maybe
it. So,
country.
yeah, here I think everything is repeating. So we can't do country because that should be like in one table, it should be uniquely like primary key, and in another table, it should be like foreign key. Here, if you do relationship, it's like multiple, many to many relationship, it will happen, and then multiple rows will be created. There is no unique basically row in any of
Yeah,
the tables. So maybe like this is not the correct option or correct
exactly.
table to create joint relationship, but that's fine. Like you
But
understood like how to do, right?
exactly.
I'll have the data with me, then we can discuss. Then if you go 1 minute, yeah, stay there. Then if you go to cardinality, let's say select country, just for the sake of having one demo. Yeah, just let's say connect country here and then country in the second column, second table, right? Yeah, 1 minute. Now the two important concept that comes, because recently I've been asked what is cross filtering in Power BI, and this is one of the questions that was asked. But I know that cardinality is also important, and then cross filter direction. Now what is cardinality? Any one of you know, like what is it? These are the two important concepts.
That's
Correct.
the terms of relationship 1 to 1, 1 to many to 1, many to many.
Yeah, correct. So what do you mean by many to many or one to many? And what is like the most recommended thing over here? Like usually what do we do? What do we select under cardinality?
One too many?
Money, because
One
if
to many. Why?
if you have many to many, you need a bridge table to connect.
What do you
So,
mean by one to many?
yeah, one to many means I can give you example. You know, one college is belong to many students, so there is a one to many relationship, right?
Okay.
And one to one is like you know, anything, you know, one
One
to one,
course and one student.
one course.
Or one person and one passport.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one
that's one
relation.
to one.
Correct. Yes. So basically, cardinality is it refers to the uniqueness of a values in a column, right? That is how you define cardinality. Uniqueness of values in a column. If it's one to many, that means it has mostly, like we mostly use one to many. Somebody, I think Salem told or Burjo told that we use one to many. So what do you mean by one to many? one means one instance of each primary key. Too many means potentially many instances of each foreign key, right?
Mhm.
So by cardinality, if somebody asks, what do you mean by cardinality? So cardinality refers to the uniqueness of values in a column. If it's one to many, that means one instance of each primary key is connected to or potentially related to many instances of each foreign key, right? Now, one to one, it's usually it's valid, but it's inefficient. Like we should mostly in Power BI relationship that we create, widely used, although we can create one to one as well. I'm not denying that, but prefer doing one to many. And one will come from lookup table, and many will get mapped to fact table, where we will have numeric values. Okay. Now, since you have selected, so basically one to many to many that we are seeing over here is, if you put the arrow, like go and click on the arrow, Ben, in the cardinality box.
One to many or?
Just click on the box, cardinality, go to cardinality. Yeah, click on the arrow. Yeah, click there.
Yeah, I did click it. I think it doesn't show from your end. Which one do you want me to choose?
Okay, sorry. Maybe it's not appearing for me.
Yes, for me too.
I guess it's kind of pop-up window. So it says many to one, one to one, one to many to many.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so just select here, or maybe don't select, that's fine, because we are not going to do okay. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, like we have 4 options and then we will connect one to many, right?
Can you explain a little bit about, many to many? It's a little vague for me. How that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So by many to many, what we mean is like multiple values from one table will get mapped to multiple values from another table. Now let's say, take one example. Let's say in one table we have ID as 111, 222, 333, like that, and for each ID we have like one, then one is like product ID, then product name and product color, maybe, or maybe sales. Let's say, like I'm just making a table where you have repetitive value 111, 222, 333, like that. And then there's another table, let's say you have sales ID, where you have like sales related information, where again it's have 1 1, then 2 3 4, like that. So what will happen if you will join product ID with sales ID? In this case, one will get mapped thrice or maybe 4 or 5 times, right? Because it has many to many relationship, right? So that happens in many to many. Basically, multiple occurrence from one table will get mapped to multiple occurrence from another table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that what's happen in many to many. Okay.
So what makes this table many to many in this case here?
Sorry?
What makes this the one we see right now? It says many to many, right?
Yeah.
So what makes it many to many here?
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling. Why it's many to many over here? Because if you see in both of the tables, you have like the same values, right?
Yeah.
So what
Okay.
what it's doing, it's joining from like from one table, it's picking values, and then it's let me where 1 minute. Actually, I lost my this screen. Yeah. So that's what. Now see, let's say we have made it from, we have mapped country to country. In country column, you can see Canada, like it's multiple times in first table. Again, in the second table, it's multiple times Canada. So what it will do, it will merge one Canada with multiple Canada from the second table, right? Then again, the second Canada that you are seeing after Mexico, it will merge. So it's like many, because it's many occurrence. It's not one occurrence happening for Canada in first table, and there is many occurrence happening in second table as well, right? So that's why it's many to many in this case. You understood what's
Yeah.
happening?
Then
So-
how's the respect with the primary key and foreign key? This money to money. But in the one to money, you said there's one primary key to many foreign keys, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it's money to money, so we have only one primary key again, right?
In
No.
many to many, what happens in relational database, it usually don't allow you to implement a direct many to many relationship between two tables. So that's why we don't use many to many relationships here
Okay.
in Power BI. We will go for one to many relationship because that, like, what we want the final data set to have like the like it should map from one to many. Many
I
to
see.
many occurs when multiple records in a table are associated with multiple records in another table, which we don't want here. In any relational data shape database systems, it usually don't allow you to implement a direct many to many relationship between two tables.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think, yeah, this was like really good concept, and this is good concept, this is being asked. So it's better you guys again read this concept, and then this is how we answer this. Now the second thing is cross filtering, right? So what is cross filtering? It has, what all options do we have? We have here single and both. I think we won't be able to look at it because maybe it's going into pop-up, but cross filtering happens like we have two options, single and both. What does single mean and what does both mean? One is like single direction and both is bi-directional, right? So in one to many relationship, we have we have like always single direction. So by this direction, what I mean, if you go to your model view, Ben, just cancel this one. I think we have covered everything. I'll just explain cross filtering over there. Yeah, close this one. Okay. So let's say just for the okay. So once you create a relationship between these two tables, what will happen in one of the, like, let's say you pick a country from one table and drop it into another table, what will happen? Like one, don't do it here because I think that doesn't make sense. But yeah, so in one side you will get star, and one side you will get one if it's one to many relationship, right? And then you will get arrow, which will define that is like, that is single direction, that is a relationship, single direction relationship that we have created. If you have arrow from both the sides, then that means it's like bi-directional. What happens by that? What happens if you pull, let's say, one to, in one to many, as I mentioned, one will always be come from one means one instance of each primary key, right? So let's say in lookup table, we usually have one instance of each of the products or one instance of each of the date, like only one instance, it will be unique, right? So let's say you pull uh, product ID from lookup table and place it into product ID of sales table. Okay. So what will happen if you want to look at the quantity of each product? You can pull product ID from lookup table, quantity from sales table, and you will get that for each product, it will have multiple, like different quantity. Let's say for uh, 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 let's say stationary product, I'm saying like pen, for pen you will get 10 units, for notebook you will get 15 units, like that. So what happens, it gets filtered out. So wherever single direction means wherever the arrow will happen, it will filter out values according, or numeric values according to the lookup field that we are pulling, right? So basically, single direction or bi-directional means that it's filtering out data from another table. Okay. So uh, usually what happens in one to many relationship, it's always single. in 1-to-1 relationship, you can have always both. Okay, cross filter as both. In many to many, it can be either single or both. Like it depends. It can be single directional or it can be both directional. Now it might be confusing for you guys, because since we don't have data over here, we will cover this concept again in next session with the data, so that you understand, because this is very important concept. I want to show you in the similar way we discussed calculated field and column, right? I'll show you how filtering works. If there is single direction and if you have taken like wrong field, it will show you that the filtering doesn't happen, and it will, the one value will repeat across the board. So maybe like you guys are not understanding now, so I'll cover this concept again later on. So let's stop this
But the
particular
concept is clear. You made it even without even the data. You made it clear.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, but for sure, like I'll have this session quickly, like for in second session we'll have data sets, and then we will go through this one once again quickly, so that like it's visually you can see what I meant with single relationship, multiple relationship, like both, or single direction, multiple direction, because these are some questions which will definitely come. Maybe in not in one interview, two interview, but somewhere it will come with someone. So that's why I don't want to just uh, keep it like this. We will cover it like in more depth again. Along with this, I will cover the filter context part, which is again important, which is row context and filter context, right? So that is one important concept that I'll cover, and I'll have the data sets with me. Since we have like 1-2 minutes left, we'll extend this class. So let's close this and have your introduction once quickly, because because that is also important, right? So let's quickly,
Sure.
can you guys start introducing yourself, and then we will see.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Salim, you can go first.
Okay. Hello. My name is Salam. I have more than 4 years of experience in IT industry. Currently, I'm working at Sigma as a Power BI developer. In my years of experience, I have worked on different data integration projects on SSIS. And in terms of SQL, I worked on so many complex queries utilizing functions such as joins, triggers, index, views, and so on. And in Power BI, I have worked on many visualization using DAX function, time intelligence, and to do transformation. We do we use Power Query Editor to perform data cleaning. So this is all about me in short. I just created
Okay.
just an hour ago, but I don't know. But
No issues. Salim, can you tell me one thing, like this 4 years of experience that you are mentioning, like is it real? Like, do you have like some experience, or like you like we will go through the actual live project, and then like you will enter those projects? Because what will happen as soon as you tell like 4 years of experience, or I think for in Borzo's introduction 5 years of experience, that's fine that you guys have this much knowledge, or in they will tell, okay, in Power BI you have done this. So can you talk me about like one project that you guys have worked on, that you have worked on, right? This is the next question. As soon as you complete your introduction, they will ask, like, what is the can you tell me like one project that you are comfortable with, you have worked on from scratch? What was the problem statement? How did you solve? What was the output? What was the impact? And all those questions will come, right? So I just wanted to understand from my side, like how you are going to tell this one. Do you have like some project that you have worked on, or like that is something that we will cover in few sessions, and that will be your project?
Yeah, this is the exact reason, why we come to you. So
yeah.
that's why we're expecting,
Got it. Got
to
it.
get some, live projects so we can internalize it and use it for our interview.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. and that's fine. That's definitely fine. Like, because anyways we are going to cover that. But I just, for my understanding, I wanted to know, n- right? Because that question will come, right? So
Yes.
because in 4 years, 4 years or 5 years, I think will be too much. But I need to discuss with Ravi how he is actually thinking of. Uh, but I think one life project, that is for sure we need to do. And then I'm thinking, because
Okay.
it's a journey, right? 4 or 5 years of experience, then you have to tell that you have worked on various other things, not just Power BI one project, right? Because in 4 or 5 years, we usually people do a lot, maybe smaller projects or so. So we need to see how to portray this thing of four
Mhm.
5 years
Yeah,
experience, right?
at least even though we can speak about one project, but at least like we can cite like without going through in details, we
Okay.
can we can mention I've done so this and that. So even though we
Mm-hmm.
don't have to go through every single project, but at least one project we
Mm-hmm.
will speak about, but the other ones
Yeah.
can just like
Mhm.
Mhm.
mention it like as flyby.
Got it. And also one thing, maybe I'm not sure whether I need to ask you guys or not. Maybe I'll connect with Ravi. But like, since as soon as you will tell no, you have 4 or 5 years of experience, then they will ask for some uh, experience letter also, because the company name you mentioned is Sigma or something, right? So
Yes,
that experience letter.
I'm just
Okay.
created just now.
But in terms of that, what they do is here, like they do background check and everything, and
Mhm,
we can do that that clearance. The
mhm.
school,
About that.
they'll take care of that part. So they make sure that like the background everything flies. So by the time
Got
we
it.
reach,
Then we are good. Then we are good. I just wanted
yes,
to understand the process. So
absolutely.
that's
Okay.
By
fine.
the
Yeah.
time we sit for the interview, which
Mm-hmm.
means they already did the background check and everything, they already accepted and trusted it.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. So now I'm clear. Like, we will have like one full proper live project that we will go through, right? That is most important for you guys. And then apart from this, uh, 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 can someone else, maybe Barjo, can you introduce yourself? I'll just see like what else we can add.
Just give me a minute. Let me organize myself.
On the meantime, I
Sure.
can just
Yeah, go.
I can put mine. It's a kind of brief one. Uh,
Yeah, you can go ahead.
so thank you for the opportunity to tell me about yourself, about myself, in brief. And yes, I have more than 3 years of experience in Power BI, SSIS package, and sound knowledge in SQL Server development. When it comes to Power BI, I do have experience in exploring data in a variety of ways and across multiple visualization. And I performed data cleaning, data validation, and used DAX, Power Query, actually, and Power Pivot to create multiple kinds of reports and dashboards. And when it comes to SQL Server development, I do have experience in creating and utilizing store procedures, functions, joins, triggers, index views, and so forth. This is what I have so far, at least.
Okay. Okay. I think the part that you guys are mentioning, right? I think that makes sense to me. Uh, Let me think through more. Maybe like we will go with Burzo, but then this part is fine, absolutely fine. And then once we covered live project, you can talk about that as well briefly, and then maybe in detail once they ask. I'm just thinking like apart from this, if we can add something. Uh, I'll think through and come back to you whether this is crisp and we should go ahead with this one, or we can add few things more at the start. Because how here we start is, let's say I'm introducing myself. So I'll tell, hey, I am Meha. I have done my bachelor's from this place. Right after that, uh, I joined this company, or maybe like I have 6 years of experience. I worked on multiple projects across various domains, or you can say like one domain only. Maybe like I have worked on multiple projects in this domain, in this particular domain, and this will include, and I have, and then you can start like whatever you have told, like I have worked on Power BI, have these knowledge like Power Query, Power Pivot, all those things. And then apart from this, in this company I worked on this project, and this was the basic brief about that. Apart from work, I also do something you say just to show that your personality is very like you are involved in multiple things. So maybe you can tell that apart from work, I was interested in doing some, let's say I used to tell that I am interested in maybe teaching or something. Like I used to take part in few things extracurricular, right? So that is
Mhm.
like the separate thing. But if you put like one liner also over there, like I like running, or like I like sports, so that will give a personality to you, like that will uh, make you little different, right? Because these are the work front, and then apart from work, I like this personally, I spend in free time, I spend my time here, right? So that is like
Makes
one
sense.
or two liner. That should not be too much, but that should be like one two liner. That's it. Like this we usually give introduction, right? So yeah, Barzo, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Afwork. I have more than 5 years of extensive experience in business intelligence tools, business application design, integration service, SSIS, and SQL, and also SSRS. In the past 5 years, I worked in different projects and tasks that in data integration, data migration, data analytics, data visualization, and many more. My recent project was for a restaurant chain with 100+ location throughout the South. Uh, so the main task for this project was to analyze and make a visual report for the revenue trend during the COVID and pre-COVID, and during the COVID, and after and during the COVID. So for this, I used different sources daily, from flat files like text and CSV, Excel, web, database, all kind of many different sources we used. And once we used import mode from the chain locations, and mainly database direct query from the head office, from the SQL database. So after we ingest all the data we need, so what we do is, we just clean and modify all the necessary modifications on the data, and load it to the data warehouse when all these analytics will be going on. So I have several projects similar to it. So I've done all these visualizations and docs um, and more. I'm not really organized, but that's my whole idea.
You know what, Barzo, I really like the way you gave your introduction, because this is what I was looking for. Very well portrayed, crisp. You may need to little bit organize more, and then talk a little bit more about Power BI, or maybe like the one that the way you started and the way you explained your first project. I really felt, because even I'm working with you, but I couldn't feel that you have not worked, or you don't know about that, right? So the way you explained it was effective. I liked it. So this is how we need to introduce ourselves, everyone. This
Mhm.
was good. Maybe we need to prepare more on this. We need to get versed on this. Again, you guys can add like one project that we will going further discuss, and talk the same way as Berjo told, right? This was the maybe the intent of the project. This is how I did. Try to talk as much as you can, maybe like crisp, not you need to have like detailed information, but try to capture few things so that it looks like you really have worked and you have the knowledge, right? And that was the output of this project. uh, and as he mentioned, maybe we can, I'm just thinking like maybe we can cover like 2 3 smaller project. Just you can mention it looks like you have done worked on multiple projects with multiple like and seen multiple scenarios. So we will see how to include that. But that was good, Barzo, that was good.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I think you need to rehearse this one for Salim and for Ben. I think uh, if there's nothing, we will include live project. If you can think of something you have learned something on Udemy and you want to basically incorporate that as well, try to maybe uh, put something in your CV or resume for not resume but in your introduction part for
Absolutely, we
uh,
will.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
we will again go through this one. Let's see
yeah,
like how we can make it better, because I know for you guys it will be difficult, but if you can create your thing also little bit similar to what Burjo has, that will help. Like and we will try to have like 2 3 projects so that it gives good impact to the interviewer, that you guys know, or at least you guys have understanding of all those things, right? So yeah, that's
absolutely.
fine. Okay. What I am planning is, Burzo, Ben, and Salim, for tomorrow we will have like one interview session full, uh, and we will have like your introduction. We will ask like I'll ask few questions from you guys, like uh, basically the interview demo, how you guys react to question, how you basically convey your thoughts, right? So whatever we have discussed, because mostly we have covered the concepts. I know that there are few things pending and then there are live project pending and all those things, but we have covered the concept, and I know you guys have gone through this one earlier also. So just revise whatever you have basically gone through, and then we will have like a discussion kind of thing tomorrow, just to see like how much prepared you are and how you basically convey your thoughts, so that like we can work on, because now we will focus on initially I didn't know that how much you guys know and what is the level or concepts, whether it's clear or not. But now since we have discussed, our main focus should be how to reply. Like if somebody is asking you a question, how do you react, what do you reply? So because all those things are judged in the interview, right? It should be crisp. You should convey your thoughts and in crisp manner, right? So those
And
things
what
are
kind of
important.
questions are we talking about? What kind of questions?
Whatever we have discussed, all these
O-
questions, right?
Okay,
Related
what
to
we
Power
discussed?
BI, anything I can ask.
Yes,
Uh,
in Power BI, like even though I attended SQL and SSIS classes, I had personal issues and I missed so many classes in Power BI, and I feel I'm behind. So I might
mhm.
not be well prepared, but the ones we went through with you, I can
Mhm.
easily defend
That's
that.
fine. Yeah, I think we have mostly covered here, Ben, uh,
All right.
the things. So you can revise these things, and
Sure,
and this is like just demo, right? And no
sure.
need to worry about this one. Just whatever you know, I just want to see like till now at what level we are, right? And from here where to go, right? So
Sure.
that's the
And do you mind asking Ravi just to put those videos,
recording.
those recordings, so that way we can refresh?
Yes, I do that. I'll ask him. He will
Thank,
do that today
thank
itself. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
And Mehab, I shared you guys the resume that we
Mm-hmm.
prepared, and you can give us a feedback from that too.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I'll have a look.
Okay.
I'll discuss with Ravi as well, and then we will come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll discuss that tomorrow. Maybe if time permits, we can discuss your resume as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Barzo, all
Bye.
good?
All right.
Like
Thank
everything is
you.
fine? Okay.
Thank you, Maha. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.